That's a picture of me. But I like this one much better. These are some of my favorite photos. I wish there was time to show you more, but I hate it when it's all about me. Well, not really. This is a very special time for me, and I want to share it with all of you. I am approaching the 10-year anniversary of being told something that changed my life forever. On April 12, 2004, my doctor told me I had a spot on my lung. I was 44 years old, I was a non-smoker, and I had lung cancer. My incentive to fight was simple. My children were too young to lose their father, and I didn't want my parents to bury a son.
When I told him it was a shadow, I didn't know for sure it was cancer, and I really was saying, how could it be cancer? He's only in his mid-40s and never smoked.
When he told me that he had unexpectedly been diagnosed with lung cancer, I just felt as if I had turned to ice.
I think we were really taking things one step at a time, not really knowing what was going to come next.
You know, with other types of cancers, you get to a 5-year mark, you're home free. You know, your odds are it'll never come back. It's not true with lung cancer. Lung cancer can always come back, and mine has 7 times. I decided to write letters to share my health updates, good and bad, with my family and friends. A decision was made to remove the entire right lung. I will have chemotherapy following the surgery. April 12, 2006. I had the joy of celebrating Rachel's sweet 16. Thank you for making me believe I am still me. Today is my 5th anniversary of my lung cancer diagnosis. I was hoping this was going to be a boring health year for me, but as you know, I have tumors successfully removed from my chest in June and my brain in December. Please do not think of the last 5 years as sick years for me. Even though my life does not always look easy, it's still good. 5 years ago, I was told the worst news. I had multiple small tumors on my only lung. The death sentence, we were told. I began 2 years of chemotherapy. We were able to stabilize the tumors, but we could not get rid of them. Chemotherapy, in a word, sucks. Everyone focuses on hair loss, and hair loss is not great. What I remember about chemotherapy is you forget what it feels like to feel good again.
I was saying goodbye. I didn't think there was a chance that anybody could have survived that.
I remember we went out to dinner that night, and a lot of his hair was missing, and he was really struggling, and that was just a moment where I was like, wow, I don't know if is this going to be my dad for the rest of his life, or is that, is this it?
The story now turns better. There's a good part to the story. My philosophy from the beginning with lung cancer was to try to stay alive long enough until the next great treatment came along. April 12, 2011. My tumors have disappeared, and my doctors are thrilled with the results. One of the lessons I've learned is nothing is impossible. For the past 9 years, I've shared my hope in black and white. This year, I wanted it to be a little more colorful.
I've always been amazed at what he can do, and he's been a huge inspiration in that way.
Richard has taught me what it feels like to hold your life in your hand and know that it could instantaneously be taken from you, and enjoy it.
He has more strength than any person I know. Of course, physically it's one thing, but just mentally I don't really know how he does it.
He's lived more life since he's been diagnosed with cancer than people live in a lifetime.
You always have to have some sort of hope with whatever you're doing. Richard didn't give up, and as a family we didn't give up, so it's a bright outlook.
He has a different feeling on life, and he's trying to do good. I'm proud of him in all respects, and that's really the truth of it. Okay, now you say something.
This is an anniversary that we couldn't even hope to have arrived at. You've made up your mind to live your life fully, and you have. I love you, and I hope that you have many, many more good years to enjoy your life.
Richard is my uncle. Yeah, and this video teaches a lesson because Richard Heimler has lived 10 years with lung surgery stuff.
You know, I'm a cat with 9 lives, and I've given up counting how many I've used up. I'm very thankful to have more time with my friends and family. I call myself a reluctant advocate because lung cancer doesn't have many survivors. We have very few voices, but it's important that everyone has an advocate. Whether it's organizations like Lung Cancer Alliance, Uniting Against Lung Cancer, or your loved ones, because no one should have to fight cancer alone.
I know many people celebrate the day a doctor tells them they're cancer-free. I choose to celebrate the day I was diagnosed because that's really the day that changed my life. 1.5 million people have died of this terrible disease since I was diagnosed. I say that I'm alive today because of a combination of biology, chemistry, timing, and some good luck. At times, the cancer thing is really difficult, but my memories will be focused on 10 really wonderful years. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the bottom of my one lung. And as I've ended each letter for the last 10 years, life goes on, thankfully. Thank you.